Hey guys, Ray Gehring here with the New York Music Co-op. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the third installment in our series on the basics of music theory. And today's lesson is going to be going over the C major scale, or just in general, a major scale, and its different components, and how it's constructed, and what's inside of it. So, what I just played in the intro was all from the C major scale with the exclusion of one particular chord. But that's how we use a scale, is to try to create music. Often we improvise first, find a kernel of an idea, and then go from there. But a major scale is just simply, or any key, any scale, is just a recipe. It is not the end product. We use it to create melody, harmony. Well, there you go, melody and harmony. That's about it. So, and certain notes and such can also color what kind of lyrics we're going to use and the emotion behind the lyrics, so keep that in mind as well. All right, I'm going to bring up the whiteboard here and show you what a C major scale looks like visually. And here we are. So, as you can see, there are no sharps and no flats at all, so keep that in mind. Makes it a little easier to keep track of. And what's below it is just simply the number in the order of the scale that it falls. So 4, which is the F, falls on, it's the 4th degree. So what I have below that is what's called whole steps and half steps. Now, the order of whole steps and half steps will determine what type of scale that we have. It's really just like if we put in more cumin in a dish, it's going to come out more like a particular culture, ethnicity, flavor, whatnot. So anyway, half step is indicated by the numerical half, and a whole step is generally indicated by the W. And what I have written next to that is something called steps, so you see it there. All right. This order I want you to memorize. Just memorize whole, half, whole, half. 2 wholes followed by a half, 3 wholes followed by a half. So that should be committed to memory, because that will be the order for all major scales and keys to come. So I'm going to flip this over and show you the order of chords. All right, the scale written out again in beautiful penmanship. Almost looks like that C is just trying to escape. So the numerical, the Roman numerals, Roman numerals indicate major and minor. Uppercase Roman numerals are major, lowercase are minor. So this is the order of chords within any major key. We're just using C major here. Your first chord is major, your second chord is always minor, your third chord is always minor, fourth chord major, fifth chord major, sixth chord minor, seventh chord is something called diminished, which is what that tiny little circle indicates. Also the DIM below it. Don't worry about that for now. We are just going to really focus on the sixth chord up to the sixth chord. So in the key of C, we can play a C major chord, a D minor chord, an E minor chord, and etc. Now, if you play those all together, once again, your recipe is going to be really bland. So, all right. Commit this to memory, and it's always available on the internet when you need to reference it. But committing everything to memory is probably one of the most important things you can do here. Just like in mathematics, you don't always want to, you don't need to necessarily know how the equation came about to plug in the numbers to get your ultimate answer. So just memorize certain steps before you go back and figure out why those are as they are. So anyway, let me give you a little overview again. So C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, C, B, A, G, F, E. I'm out of low notes, so I'm going to go D, C. All right, that's it. So if I wanted to make a song, I'm probably not going to go. Might be a good intro for a song, but it's going to get tiring quickly. So if I were to maybe do something like this, now I'm using the notes and the key to enhance chords or to make some movement between it to create some sort of melodic line. And I'm just improvising here. I'm using the scale to determine where I go next. And keeping it simple, I don't want to use a bunch of more complex jazz chords for you here. But do know that a simple chord like this can get just as complex as something like this. There are a million different varieties of these chords. So anyway, so C major, C, first chord. Second chord is D minor. Now don't worry about the chords on the guitar so much. We're just trying to get the sound in your ear and the order of the chords. So again, C major, D minor, E minor. Now I'm going to play shapes that most of my students know for now. E minor, F, G. Now I can play the G like this as well if you're a guitarist. A minor. Now there's something called that B diminished. Don't worry about that for now. Back to C. Alright. Those are the order of chords. Now again, if I just go... it's not going to be very interesting. I've got to do something with it. So keep that in mind. So your order of chords, once again, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and then back again. So do know that your major scale is 2 whole steps followed by a half step, followed by 3 whole steps and a half step. Memorize these terms so when you encounter another scale, which will be to come in the next few lessons, you'll be familiar with the terms and the process and all of that. So just memorize, memorize, memorize. So great. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. And once again, Ray Gehring with the New York Music Co-op. And we really look forward to seeing you guys when it's safe to do so. We miss you so, so much. We just went through our first year anniversary, and we thank you all, from the bottom of our hearts, well, from all of our hearts. Thank you for making this first year a success that I don't think any of us would have predicted. So thank you. And stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Take care.